Hello, my name is Newton. Here's the home screen of our AR tabletop app. The user will be prompted to enter a username. After a username is entered, we will arrive at the main menu. At the bottom of the screen, we have a how to play, about, and a back button. More importantly, above we have a start game and join a game button. The difference between these two are that the start game button starts a single player session and the join a game starts a multiplayer session. Regardless of which option is selected, the UI will look the same. We first see this screen with the yellow square and a confirm button. We must make sure the yellow square is solid and continuous before we confirm. The camera is mapping out the room, and when the square is fully connected, the camera has successfully detected a surface where we can then place an invisible floor that can hold AR objects.
Hi, my name is Ashley. I will be going over model placement in a multiplayer game session. To place a model, the player has to first select a model from the asset library. Once a model has been selected, the player will see a yellow frame that shows the location of where the model will be placed. The model is loaded right after being selected and ready for placement. At the same time, the player's device requests other devices in this game session to load the model automatically through our server. Then the model is ready to be placed in every player's device. Once the player confirms the placement, this model will show up on every player's screen.
My name is Tony, and I'll be going over the control UI for tabletop app. Top half of the control UI consists of the back button, which brings the player back to the main menu. Second button shows the enable disable user interface, which will hide the UI from the player. Third button is the zoom button, allows players to scale up and down the models. Fourth button is the deletion button, which allows players to delete one model at a time or delete all of them at the same time. Fifth one is the cancel button for the deletion menu. Control UI for the bottom consists of the button that allows player to select the last model they place, the browse button for different types of model, and the settings button consists of the occlusion, LiDAR, and physics. Player list will show the active player that's using the app. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zaw Ong, and I will be going over the settings. So the first two settings involve the occlusion of virtual objects. Enabling these will obstruct the view of the virtual objects with any real-world person or object. The third setting is LiDAR visualization, which shows the mesh view that the LiDAR captures. Finally, the last setting is physics, which allows for the interaction between other objects to emulate a sandbox environment. In order to have placed models appear on other player devices, the coordinates of the models need to be set. This is done by placing an origin point, which is placed along with the floor, that represents the center of the game. The coordinates of all of the models placed will be relative to this origin point. Doing so will ensure that models will be placed in their correct positions on all devices.
Hi, my name is Russ, and I'll be quickly going over the multiplayer aspect of our program. So we have here a user device that uses the AR kit and reality kit as our library, and every movement on a model will actually be created as a JSON packet, which is being sent to the server as such, and the server emits those data back to the client so that everyone has the exact same actions and interactions on their screens. And the data that's being sent to the server here, we got ourselves a quick log, is some position of X, Y, and Z, and Jed actually talked to us earlier where people are using a world coordinate system depending on the AR kit, and they set a origin point when they first start the game. This is going to be a relation point for all of our little math that's happening in the back end, and all the objects being placed are going to be in relation to this origin point that's denoted as little blue dots here, and that's going to help us create little movements on every client the same way. Next thing we want to show is that the object ID here is a combination of both the client ID along with the model ID. This is allowing for us to create unique IDs so that there isn't a conflicting IDs between clients. So there's a chance that the UID here for the model can be the same on different clients due to it being a hash code. So instead, we are going to add a client ID in the beginning of that in order to create this unique ID for each model that is being loaded. And so that kind of wraps up our final video. Thank you for watching.